Okay, I'm going up to get the other GoPro. Risking my life for you guys, see? That's what I do. Look at that. Flipping on, Emily Ann, see? Just for my girl. Flip on. Hi everybody, and welcome back to Sailing Vessel MIG. So, I thought I would use this little moment to tell you a little bit about what happened here. So we were all set up in a marina in Tampa Bay and everything was fine. We came in there to avoid the particular blow that's going on here. And it wasn't that big a deal. It was supposed to blow 20 max. And the problem was really that the fetch all the way across the Gulf of Mexico, this 20 knot wind was coming basically from the northeast, and that created a lot of fetch right along the coast, and that was where we needed to go. So it wasn't really the wind that I was concerned about at all. It was actually the fetch, and that's what our weather guy and buddy Richard was concerned about as well. And I just woke up and said, hey, why don't we just go ahead and take our beating and get down there so you can be in Punta Gorda, and then I'll fly out just on my normal flight. So that was the plan. Woo. Look at that. Look at this little North Sea sail. Just amazing. Gosh, these are amazing little boats. I'm telling you, I've sailed offshore in a lot of boats. I love this boat. Look at her go. Look at her go, 27 feet. God damn. I love it. Oh my gosh. Look at these waves coming in. Woo! It's so awesome. Look at her go. Oh man, I love this shit. So later on in this video, I give a very condescending little speech about seamanship. And I just want you all to know that I recognize that going out here, leaving a good anchorage or marina and going out here with the weather that was forecast, with a novice crew person, and knowing what I knew. I mean, the proof is that I mentioned it the day before as we were going into the inlet, that I knew that the possibility would arise that we would not be able to enter an inlet with the weather that was coming, but yet I went ahead and did it anyway. All of this was not good seamanship on my part. I should not have done this. I should have stayed in Tampa, and I should have just enjoyed that evening there with Norman and then flown out the next day, and I would have avoided a lot of this stuff. But hey, I got him to Punta Gorda. Woo! Yeah. Looking awesome. They're not even up to what they were forecast to be. There we are, we're up to our 20s that we were promised. So, we're gonna put our last reef in that mainsail. Get her reef down to triple reef. So my friend Norman's going up. Oops, just banged you. Sorry, folks. Thank you, Chip, for the GoPros. I think you're going to appreciate this footage when it comes out. This is fantastic. Okay, we're gonna watch. We're gonna bring you guys along for the whole disaster. Here goes Norman. Woo! Hold on. That's a dipper. Oh fuck, I'm wearing my tennis shoes. I'm gonna have to go change into my boots after this.
Raise that up a little bit.
Said hold on. That was a big swell. I see. There we go. Okay, let me bring up the main. You ready to sweat it? If you can. I'm gonna have to winch it. What's that? I'm winching. It's too tight. Ow. That's pretty good. A little bit more. Okay. All right.
I got my foot all wet. I'm gonna go change into my boots real quick. Yeah, it was fine till we hit 18 knots. Then it was wanting to reef for sure. Wet sock. Enid, if you're watching this part, do you recognize these socks? My friend Enid gave me these socks, I think for my birthday. She my good buddy. She may have just given me these for no reason whatsoever, just because. That's how she is. All right. Okay, we're gonna do a jibe. The way we're gonna do is we're gonna disconnect the auto. Watch out now. This boom, get down low. Gonna disconnect auto. Whoop, there she goes. I'm gonna center it. Okay. All right, ready? We're gonna disconnect auto. Turn it off. There we go. Okay. Yep. Oh, jib. Guess I said yes, but I didn't mean yes. There we go. Okay, here we go. No, you're fine. You didn't put this around the winch. That's good for now. Got two winches. Okay, put another one around it. Okay, put it over. Now get on course. Probably about what you want. Auto on. Then I'll release the. Hold on. Okay, you're gonna have to bring it up. There you go. Right there. Let's take care of these seats. Get that preventer out for me. Go ahead and put that on there. Hand me that other one. We have to wrestle with seats right and then you can let some out of the jib. Now we need to lift it a bit. Okay, let's let it out. Let the main out. Okay. A little more. All right. The main out, it was giving us a weather helm. Alright, move that jib sheet if you would. Just back there. Alright, let me see what we got. Oh.
Keep falling off, I know that.
Yeah, I was afraid of that.
No, we can fall off a lot. We're headed up almost into this shit. But we're way high. Way higher.
I haven't seen it.
Actually, the whole opposite of where we should be. Take it loose and get it more downwind. I'm gonna just do that.
Well, I'm hoping it can just steer us down, but it's not wanting to, is it? All right. Yeah, we can just disconnect him and you can get us on a course of about, well, I mean, this is about, we can go a little more south, but it's, yeah, you're right. Should be able to do a lot better than that. That's gonna drop in there.
Send over in here.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. All right, let's disconnect Otto. Turn him off. Okay. There we go. Let's see if you can get it at about 120. And then from there we can adjust him back, maybe. I'm trying to bring it down a little more. Okay, let's try that. Come on, Otto. Little bitch. There we go. He's on.
That's low.
Yeah. Hand me my iPad, would you? Let's see what we got. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's much better. We can hold it that for a bit.
What's that?
We can hold it that for a bit here. Catch our bearings. I mean, that gets us where we want to go, actually. Here, just set this on the chair there. I'll take care of these. See how that foam luff would help you?
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna need to put another wrap on that winch. Behind you here in a minute. Look at these waves coming in. Well, you didn't lose your fishing pole, I don't think. It's funny because you can see the line going up on the waves. I hope there's something on it still. I don't know if there's anything on it. I'll let you take care of it. All right.
Have a seat.
Don't mind if I do. Oh yeah. Now we're talking. Well, we're finding ourselves in a bit of a pickle here. And I can't believe I'm actually filming this during this, but I mean, there's nothing I can do about this right now, so I may as well film it. So our situation is, this weather deteriorated faster than we didn't anticipate it was going to even do this at all. And now the inlet that we need to get into in about an hour, 2 hours, is untenable. We cannot get in that inlet. The wind is blowing 25 out of that little inlet that goes into Punta Gorda, the Port Charlotte Harbor inlet. And at that point, the wind, the tide will go slack, which is good, but then it turns against us. If we can't get up in there before it turns against us, then we've got wind against tide. And these swells out here are rather large, and they'll be breaking on the reef right outside that inlet. And there's no way I'm gonna try and take this little boat through that. I wouldn't take any boat through it. So we've run through the scenarios, and I've called my friend Richard, who's our weather guy as well, and we discussed what needs to happen. That inlet is an out. It's a no-go. We're not doing it. So then it's a matter of, okay, what's the safest thing to do with this boat right now? The problem is this weather, it continues on into another front. We can't run for Key West because we won't make it to Key West before that front hits. And then you've got all those little islands down there, that become a hazard at that point. We could turn and run back up the coast towards Tampa, and that's still a possibility. If this next thing we're going to try doesn't work, we would have to turn and see if we can just run north again. But I think what we can do is go down south around Sanibel Island and up in through the inlet, right there above Fort Myers. I forget the name of that inlet. Let me look here. Yeah, we'll go around Sanibel Island and go in through Mantanaz Pass, it looks like it's called, and up there into Pine Island. And then we might, if it's better in there, we might be able to motor on up to our marina we're supposed to be in up in Punta Gorda today. Just motor all the way up. So that's what we're gonna try. If we get down there and that looks like it's not tenable, we will fall off, run offshore, and just go with the wind wherever it takes us. And it might be north, so we might end up going all the way back to Tampa Bay. I don't know. But we'll find out very soon. That's the situation. Right now, I'll go ahead and take you guys out and show you what we've got going out here. We got Norman here.
Hello.
And Norman, you want to show him the sail? So I think what we got to do now is, I think our next step, if it continues like this, we're going to have to lower the main altogether. We've already got a triple reef main, and show them the tiny little bit of scrap jib we've got out. So we can't really roll in any more jib, and you have to keep some power on the boat. So we really don't want to roll or lower the main completely at this point, but we'll see what we have to do. This situation right here is a situation that sinks boats. And the reason it sinks boats is not because the boat can't handle the situation they're in, it's because of the decisions that the person at the helm makes at that moment. At this point, what's going through our heads is threefold. First, how can we not wreck the boat and lose the boat? Second, how do I make my flight tomorrow? Third, we've got a marina waiting for us in the inlet, right? These are the things that you think about, and two of them are really super obvious that you eliminate, right? Who gives a shit about my flight home at this point, right? Who gives a shit about the marina? Who gives a shit about the fact that we're moving our boat south and now we might have to turn north? None of that matters, but that is what people make decisions on in these situations. And that's what we're not going to do. That's where seamanship comes into the equation, is your first responsibility, if you have seamanship, is to save the vessel. That's the first thing you need to think of. So our first decision here is, how do we eliminate a situation where we can lose this vessel? Well, the first thing we do is we eliminate that particular inlet. It's out. It's not a go. We don't even consider it. The rest of the consequences don't matter. So now we've come up with another idea that might be safe. So we're going to go around and we're going to, in daylight then, check that other inlet and see if we can do it. If we can't, then we turn and we run. And we run offshore. This boat has proven herself offshore. She can handle this stuff offshore. It's not supposed to blow more than 25 in the next week. And she's already proven she can handle the wind, waves, and everything at 25 just fine. So where it ends up taking us, if we can't make that inlet, we don't know. And the truth is, it doesn't matter. And in the end, what really matters is saving the vessel. This is Norman's life. We're not going to lose it by stupid decisions that you make it because you want to get into an inlet so bad. There you go. That's a seamanship lesson. It's been a rough night. Neither of us have slept at all. And we made it down to the point. We're going around the point right now and clawing to windward to try and get around this point. Fortunately, there's no lee shore, so we can fall off if we need to. There's no danger of land, but we're trying to go as close to land as we can to reduce the wave height and chop, which has helped a lot. But as the wind funnels around the point of this Sanibel Island, it increases in wind speed a little bit, so it's pretty rough. I think we're gonna have to do maybe 2 tacks once we come around the other side of the point, but you can hear it beating. Even this hatch is leaking a little bit. Poor Norman, he's been out there in the cockpit the whole time, and I keep running out there, and we've changed the sails, and he's been out there since about midnight, I think, and it's now 9 in the morning, so he's been out there about 9 hours hanging out, and I keep going back and forth, but neither of us have slept. I've been basically down here trying to navigate us and figure out what we need to do, and then he'll call for a reef, and I go up and we reef, and then we'll let a little out because we start to lose too much speed. So it's there's a fine point where you can't pinch too high or you lose in your voyage, your velocity made good overall. So you have to pinch just a little bit maybe, but generally it's a little better to fall off and then tack. So we're trying to find that balance with this boat, and we're also still in a time crunch because by 1 o'clock this afternoon the wind clocks again directly against us, and we can't get in this inlet either. So we do have to get in there before 1 o'clock or we're not getting in, and then we don't know what our next option is. Probably to head offshore and heave to and throw out the sea anchor and wait for, it's going to be 3 days I guess before the wind and everything changes in a direction that we can actually go where we want to go. And I would of course miss my flight which is not the priority right now at all, but yeah, this is what happens sailing, and it's probably my fault. But it is my fault because I thought, well, we got 20 knots of wind, it's supposed to stay 20, we should be fine. It looked like it was going to calm down partway through the night. It did the opposite. You can't ever count on the weather to do what you want it to do or what it says it's going to do. So I was trying to get him to his destination like I set out to do originally, and I thought 24 hours we could take a little bit of a beating, and we are doing that, taking a beating. So I'm really hoping this is going to work out. We're going to get in there, get anchored tonight. We're not going to stay at a marina tonight. We're just going to drop the hook. I found a little anchorage in there that we can get in there and drop the hook and go to sleep because both of us are really tired, and then we'll worry about what we're going to do tomorrow, where we're going to go from there. So that's the plan right now. Isn't this exciting?
So after we sailed around Sanibel Island, we had to sail to windward to the entrance of that little inlet, and it was directly into the wind. So we had to tack for 6 hours to go 6 miles. But we did it. We made it all the way into the inlet in time, but it was rough, and this next footage is the footage of us sailing that little section of water to windward.
In the video.
This is our current sea state right now. We're still trying to get into the Sanibel Inlet. We got the motor running a little bit right now. Gonna be a rough ride to get in. Been a rough ride all night. We'll get in one way or another. Or not. Holy shit, look at that. Old Topher, he's a hell of a captain. He's gonna get us through this mess. And just got a little more spicy than we expected, I guess, and he'll get us in. So we're gonna give it a hell of a shot. We got other options, but we don't know. We really want to get in, so this is better than the other option. The first option we had was going through that other inlet on the west coast up there. Hopefully we can get around this point we're trying to get around, and it'll be a little calmer, and we can make a little more headway. We got a fair amount of jib out. Not overly powered. It looks like the way we're heeling over, but gotta have that much out, like Topher said, to make headway. Then we kick the motor on about 800 RPMs and help us power through some of these damn waves. Because otherwise they just stop us, and then we take off again, stop us, and take off again. Got old Daryl working in the background there, making all the noise. I don't know how the hell he does it, man. He can steer through any of this crap. Oh, there's a big one. We only got about 19 knots of wind right now. It gets up into 20 sometimes, and then she lays over really well. Anybody that sees these videos will never want to go sailing with me. Mark's out, Peter's out. Them sure never get any of my family to go. This trip's either been dead calm, beating into giant waves, or riding giant waves. It ain't been nowhere in between. will say, we were tucked into a nice little anchorage yesterday morning, and then we left to do this. I think I vote for the other one and then hit this another day, but here we are. You were pointing about how high we can go. I think it's raining.
Well, I'm going to have to close out this video without us making it all the way to Punta Gorda. So there will be another video next week showing us making it into this inlet, and we'll anchor out, and then we take the intercoastal on up to Punta Gorda, and I make it safely for my flight. So I do have a little more footage. I guess there's one more Ebby May video coming next week. Thanks a lot for watching. I know this was a double length video. Enjoyed it? I hope so. And please come back next week. Thanks a lot to all of you who have checked out my Patreon page and have become Patreons. I really appreciate it. It's really cool. And there will be more and more use of the Patreon page and the contact information and all that stuff for any of you who choose to be patrons. So thanks a lot. You guys have a great week.